Good morning to all out there. Hello, good morning. Hope you're having a fantastic morning so far. Let's get into this. So let's check out the weather first. It looks sunny, but it looks cold. I've got 9 degrees here. So I would suggest you wrap up warm if you're going to be working outside, if you're going to be walking to work, if you're going to be, if you've woken up on a park bench this morning, having had a heavy night out, celebrating the fact that Keir Starmer is gonna resign today. It's gonna happen. I'm so excited. It's gonna happen. He has to go. There's nowhere for him to go. But I'm not gonna get into that now. I've made 3 videos thus far on the topic. So I'm really excited. Yeah. I love it. Bye, Keir Starmer. Keir Starlin, yes. Right. Let's jump straight into the news then. Let's do this. Let's without wasting any more time. We couldn't possibly waste any more time right now because we need to get into the news. We need to fit as much in as possible. So wasting time right now is the last thing to do. There's no chance we will do that. Absolutely none of it. No wasting time. Let's get some news. Right, we've got Aya Jacobi. She's been on here a few times lately, hasn't she? Who has said the Islamic Republic are preparing to hang 8 women. Not a word from the international community or so-called human rights organisations. Yeah, they couldn't give a shit. Because it's not in their interest, is it? They don't give a crap about any of that. And just know that if you are protesting against Iran, anything like that currently, you're helping them. You're helping them to murder these young women, basically. Because I'd imagine it's because these young women refuse to wear a hijab or a burqa. And the Islamic Republic in Iran, they don't like that. They do not like that one little tiddly bit, do they? So the only solution when it comes to Islam is to murder them. That's it. That is it. That is basically their only solution. Right, fuck it. Let's carry on. HJB News has said, so let me get this straight. Keir Starmer didn't bother to turn up to the emergency parliament today on the Manderson scandal, but he had time to pop into the British Museum to view models of the National Memorial to Queen Elizabeth II. Am I missing something here? HGB News at HGJB _news__. You are not missing anything, my bro Sif from another Mo Sif. You are not missing anything. That is in fact what he did because he's a coward. He ran away from the questions that the public demanded answers for, and apparently just ran off to don't forget, he was tweeting also at the same time that he ran off to a British Museum. That's the kind of person Keir Starmer is. This is another reason, because this will come up in PMQs today. Remember, he's got to be at PMQs today. I honestly don't think he's going to turn up. There is no way he's going to turn up because he is absolutely going to get crucified. He really is, and he cannot take it. That's why he didn't turn up yesterday, because he's a coward, because he cannot take it. So I reckon 12:15, 12:30, instead of him turning up to PMQs, I genuinely believe you'll just get a notification through your phone to say, yeah, he's just resigned. He's gone. We have X-Ren at Vo Wales Ren with a W. Facial recognition rolled out nationwide after a human rights challenge fails. Fine then. Ban all public face coverings, burqas included, with no exceptions. Otherwise, this selective mass surveillance on law-abiding Brits will, while certain groups stay anonymous. 1984 wasn't meant to be an instruction manual. Yeah, absolutely. So this is regarding facial recognition cameras and software to be rolled out throughout the UK, everywhere in the UK, and they will basically act like speed cameras. But if they flag you up as a person of interest, you will then be, I'd imagine they'll send the police out to you. Now, don't think they're going to be catching murderers, sex offenders, thieves, or anything like that with this kind of technology. No. It's just going to be the far right, isn't it? They're going to program that motherfucker to just catch the far right, or they're going to program it to notice everyone that's of interest, but they're only going to send the police out to the far right, because these days that's the only people the police are interested in arresting. That's the only piece of the people that Crown Prosecution Service is interested in prosecuting. So again, this is just another way of control. It will turn at that point. I'd imagine there'll be a lot of people that right-wing people that won't necessarily go to court over tweets or anything like that anymore, and they won't be prosecuted or anything like that, but they'll start noticing a lot more police are called out to them. They'll just be walking down the street and the police will come out to them. Complete waste of time, but they'll do it anyway, just to the system is your punishment. Even if you're found not guilty or anything like that at CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, it's not that's the punishment. The events leading up to that, them outing you, probably take your bank account, fines will be issued. You're not allowed to go anywhere during that time, and they will if it's semi-serious, they'll put that on hold for like 4 or 5 years. So the system that they have in place, that is the punishment, rather than the actual punishment being the punishment. I mean, you might get an actual punishment as well, but it's one of those things where the punishment is secondary to the system that's in place, that is the initial punishment. I hope that makes sense. I'm confusing the fuck out of myself here. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go home now. We have 2CTV at 2CTV official. Ooh, he's officially 2C. Yeah. United States Central Command confirms US forces have seized another sanctioned vessel overnight, tightening maritime enforcement against networks supporting the Islamic Republic. CENTCOM says international waters are not a refuge as operations expand to disrupt illicit shipping tied to the IRGC. Meanwhile, President Trump accuses the regime of repeated ceasefire violations, signaling pressure is only increasing. Yes, you are negotiating with terrorists, with Islamists. You think they're going to keep to their word? No, they absolutely are not. They will say anything to get you to leave them alone. Then they'll act like the victim, regroup, and attack once again. It's all they do. It's all they know how to do. It's in their book, that ridiculous falsehood book of nonsense, paedophilia, and corruption and disgust. Quran, you've heard of it. So again, if you're going against Donald Trump, if you're going against Israel with regards to what's going on in Iran, just be aware that you are essentially going against the Iranian people. You're going against a hell of a lot of women's freedoms. You're going against men's lives, basically. Women have to wear burqas. Men often just get taken away and murdered. It's only with women, you see, they like the women. They usually tend to keep the women around longer, to rape them and to turn them into sex slave, etc. But the men, they have no use for them. So what do? Kill them. We have Valentina Gomez, who has said, I call it like it is. You just don't have any balls. Hang on a second. Right, I'm going to go into this because this is, I believe, a response to another message. So let's get the full story here. So the Telegraph put a story out saying Valentina Gomez calls Home Secretary a Bertie Pakistani Muslim after she was denied entry to attend the rally organised by Tommy Robinson. Well, freedom of speech says she can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. It may not be politically correct. It may not be, nice in some people's eyes, but it's factual. Why are they assuming that dirty is bad and Pakistani is bad and Muslim is bad? Well, she might have meant she's a dirty girl, she's down to get jiggy, hey, you dirty girl, yeah? She might have meant that. Pakistani, well, why is that an insult? That's just her nationality. I respect her for acknowledging that. And Muslim, again, why is that slanderous? That's just acknowledging her religion, baby. Yeah. So I don't see the point here, what they've got against Valentina Gomez. So then we have Carl Benjamin, who I actually like, but he's responded to the Telegraph and said, there is really no need for this kind of unpleasantness. Whatever one's opinion of Mahmood, this just gives all the ammunition needed to justify the ban and makes everyone look bad in the process. Don't be such a pussy, mate. I do like you, Carl Benjamin, but don't be such a fucking pussy. So then Valentina Gomez responded to Carl Benjamin saying, I call it like it is. You just don't have the balls to say it or do anything about it. I agree. I've had bigger impact on England with just one visit and a Twitter account than you have in your entire life. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that as well, actually. Yeah, that's a fair comment. Your way has gotten nowhere except getting British girls raped out of their innocence and Brits being replaced. Fair point. I mean, at the moment, Valentina Gomez just looks like she's spitting facts. I don't see anything wrong with anything she said so far. Weak dudes like you are a cancer. Yep, I agree with that, absolutely. You're also fat and out of shape, so it's not like you're going to defend anything besides your burgers. I wouldn't say Cole Benjamin is fat. He's not as fat as me. I am quite plump, and I like it. Nah, that's probably the only thing I disagree with. I don't think Cole Benjamin's fat. You're not fat, mate. You're fine. You're fine. No one cares, really. So I've got to switch over to this laptop now. That is all I've got on that account. I'm going to switch over to this one. I'm so excited today about the Keir Starmer resigning. It's going to happen. Mark my words. We have Gang Hits at Gang Hits on X, who has said April 21st, 2026, Bolton, England. That is the place. That is the date and the place right there. That is some good information, damn it. Man randomly stabbed in a coffee shop unprovoked. The suspect then sat down calmly like nothing happened. The victim survived, by the way, and there is a video. If you'd like to see this video, go to Gang Hits at Gang Hits on X and you'll be able to view this video. Yeah, it's exactly as it sounds. There's a dude just sitting in a coffee shop. The door opens, man walks through, just walks up, stabs him a couple of times in the chest. They get into a tussle, and the guy that has been stabbed, the victim, starts punching the guy in the face. He really starts going at the bloke. The guy that has done the stabbing then grabs his head and I imagine starts screaming like a little bitch. Because that's what he is, just a weak imbecile of a man at that point. They all look angry, they all look upset about what has happened, and for some reason they're just talking to each other now. Pardon me. Yep, they're just talking. I'm buggered if I would sit there talking to the guy. The victim is now locked the front door by the looks of it and is saying, you're not going anywhere, mate, you're not going anywhere. So the stabber has just sat down at a table as if he's just about to order a sandwich. Amazing. That's their mentality. That's who we're letting into the country. Fantastic. Good luck, everyone, by the way. Genuinely, I have a stab vest. If you don't, invest in one. You're going to need it one day. Jesus. Kira Diss on X has said a takeaway driver attempted to open a door before knocking after demanding an 18-year-old girl come to his car to collect her food. She refused as she said she'd already paid for the delivery. This happened in Woolstanton, ST5, I assume that's the beginning of postcode. Beware, everybody. And there is a video of this if you'd like to look it up, and it is a video of just a man in what looks like a community area of a block of flats, and he is just trying to get her out of the apartment with his vocal wizardry. He believes he can talk her out of her comfortable flat and into his car. Again, that's their mentality. They truthfully believe that you are there for them. You are their little sex bitches. That's what they believe. So I mean, women are still voting left. This is going on all over the country, but women are still voting left. Look at the statistics. It's over. It's crazy how many women in the UK are still voting left. It just makes no sense whatsoever, but they are. I don't know. I don't know. It's no different from that video I showed the other day where the professor was dragged out of the classroom by the Muslims, and I said that the camera panned round the classroom, and all the guys were sitting there just looked pissed off, like they wanted to get an education, like just fuck off, you Islamist freaks, and let's get on with our class. And all the women were sitting there clapping. Why are you clapping? Those Islamists, the second they get a chance, you will be in a burqa, you will be in a hijab, you will be a second-class citizen. You won't be able to leave the house without a male escort. That's how it works. And even if you do have a partner, have a husband, anything like that, you'll have to walk 5 paces behind him because you are inferior. They believe you are inferior to a man. That's their belief system. That's who they are. When they tell you who they are, believe them. Okay, we have Big Brother Watch. This at Big Brother Watch on X, and these guys, I just thought I'd give a mention to. These guys are fighting to protect the public's rights to facial recognition from facial recognition mass surveillance. And they're saying that this fight is far from over. So if the facial recognition surveillance is something that you absolutely are not going to go along with, you absolutely will not go along with their plans, and you want to fight it, it might be worth checking out Big Brother Watch on X and seeing what they have to say. You know, they're the ones that are stepping forward to take on the challenge, to take on the fight and say, look, Britain doesn't want this. We don't need this because we know it's going to be weaponized. It always is. Everything is weaponized in the end, you know. I saw a notification this morning as well, by the way, another one regarding 15-minute cities, and Oxford obviously came up again because that is rumoured to be the first 15-minute city in Britain. I mean, it might even be in Europe, I don't know, but certainly in Britain. And all of these different cameras that can detect you and know who you are and everything, they've been put up all over different cities and towns in the country. So once Oxford goes live, I believe they've already done test runs of this, and they've already blocked off certain roads so you can't drive to another part of town. Already happened, by the way. don't get it twisted. That has already happened. I've seen it. Yeah, I've decided not to report on that though until it actually. I've reported on it plenty of times in the past, and I'm not going to again until it actually comes to light, because it's one of those things you can report on it 5 times before everyone else knows about it, and it gets ignored. And then right at the last minute, you report on it again. By then you're sick and tired of it, and everyone's like, oh my God, tell me more. You should have paid attention when I was making my my former videos. So I'm not going to report on that yet until it becomes more widely known. Otherwise, you're just pissing into the wind, unfortunately. We have Tommy Robinson, who says Northern Ireland's MP Saoirse Eastwood hits two-tier Keir in Parliament. What was it about the twice-disgraced paedophile, adjacent self-styled Prince of Darkness that you found so attractive to put him into his job? That is a very good question. Why did it have to be him? Why did you go against everything, all the recommendations, all the advice that was given to you? Why did you go against all of that to get this scumbag into power? What is it? Why is it that you felt that you absolutely had to have that guy in power? What was it, Keir Starmer? We all want to know. Because that man has proven to be your downfall. Don't get me wrong. I mean, something was going to break in the end that would bring you down, Keir Starmer. It just would appear that this is what did it. I mean, next week it'll be the 3 nonce boys. I believe it's up to 5 nonce boys now that have to go to court for the arson attacks on your house, Keir Starmer. Do you want to tell anyone about that? Do you want to let anyone know what happened there with the rent boys, dear? No? I'd imagine you're going to run away from that as well, aren't you, Keir Starmer? Absolute disgrace. So yeah, well done to Saoirse Eastwood. I actually ended up following her yesterday because of what she said in the House of Parliament, in the House of Commons, because yeah, she absolutely asked some good questions. I think she's genuine with things she says, and she just seems to make sense. I like people that make sense. That's how it works. So yeah, I ended up following her yesterday. Well done to her, and hopefully she can get the answers that she wants today at PMQs. Obviously, when she asked yesterday, he wasn't there to answer, but today he should be. So Saoirse Eastwood, please, from me, do ask Keir Starmer again why this man was so attractive to him. We have David Collier at Mishtal on X, who has said, Keir Starmer said the people attacking the Jewish community will face the full force of the law. The full force, remember? That's what he says. The full force of the law, like the far right. Remember that when he was banging them up left, right and centre. Remember all of that. They were getting long sentences for ridiculous reasons. So the far right, certainly they got the full force of the law. One of the arsonists pleaded guilty today, so they sent him home. Right. Oh, it's not really the full force of the law, is it though? It's not the full force of the law at all though, is it? You've essentially they've admitted to what they did, and you've just let them go home. Now, I'm a pretty keen observer, I'm like Sherlock with certain things, and I've noticed that whenever it's an attack on the Jewish community, Keir Starmer seems to talk big and then disappear. I've noticed when it's churches and the Christian faith, then Keir Starmer just doesn't, it's swept under the carpet, doesn't care. The second it's a mosque or a Muslim attack, fuck me, he throws money at that. He throws everything that he can at that. So I'd imagine this is a couple of Muslims that have done this, or Muslim associated people, maybe like the Free Palestine people or something like that. And Keir Starmer's all for that. So they can go home, they can continue living their lives, Well done, Keir Starmer. You truly have created a two-tier country, and we all resent each other now. Well done, Keir Starmer. You have destroyed this country and yourself. Don't get me wrong. Your day will absolutely come. I have no I have no quarrels about that. You know, your day will absolutely come where you will have your comeuppance. There is nowhere for you to run. Genuinely, there is nowhere for you to run. It's incredible. Internationally, you are known as a traitor. You are known as scum. And even if you flew out of Britain at your earliest convenience to get away from it all, you will be hounded no matter where you go, Keir Starmer. Just know that. Just prepare for that lifestyle. Good stuff. We have GB News at GB News who have said car tax issues prompt 28,000 drivers to illegally remove wheel clamps despite DVLA crackdown. So these car tax issues, people are just saying fuck you basically and just cutting the wheel clamps off. Yeah, good on you. Brilliant. I love it. I saw one of those ULEZ cameras come down again the other day. Brilliant. Love it. Well done, lads. It's excellent to see it. More people need to do this. Again, I genuinely would get involved with all of this stuff. I mean, I'm a raise the flags person, but that's all I can do in my area, really. I don't really have any speed cameras in my area that I can cut away. I don't really have, any. Probably the biggest thing that's happened in my area probably is there has been a couple of things actually. No, there has been a couple of things. But it's those things where the people have immediately gone to prison afterwards because they weren't Muslims. But don't get me wrong, that's coming. And when it does, I will be there on the front line. After my holiday in a couple of weeks, I will have my sword behind me. My sword. Yes. Yes. People cutting off these wheel clamps from the DVLA because of taxes. Yeah, good. Well done. Well done. Genuinely, well done. Well done, lads. And lasses, women, if you're doing it as well. Brilliant. Nice one. We have a video here from David Atherton at davidatherton.com. Yeah, all right. At David Atherton. Shocking Epsom update. We were assured there was nothing to see, nothing on CCTV of the gang rape of a woman. Move along now, there's nothing to see. Then Surrey police admit there was a victim. We are being gaslit and lied to. The video, I believe, is AY Audits _C4N. So I did a bit on this video as well a couple of days ago from Epsom, and it was that woman that came out to talk to the Epsom protesters and then just sort of ran away from them. She came out to talk to them and then just kind of ran away from them and then said that there was no rape, nothing happened, they've got no evidence of it at all. Stop lying, go back to your houses. This is all just a racist attack against illegal invaders of peace. Well, even before that, people were saying they've got evidence on Ring doorbells and such things of something happening outside. I've seen a couple of the video footages of a girl that walks past and then a couple of blokes walk past behind her. Again, it does look like they're following her. And there have been screams that were heard that night. The police are saying it didn't happen. Nothing happened. And now there's more evidence that's come out to say it did happen. So now the police are saying, they're admitting that there is a victim. So again, all this does is it destroys the confidence in the police. Don't get me wrong, mine's at zero anyway. You cannot drop any lower in my book, police. You are absolute scum. And this kind of thing, I know you've been doing it for fucking years, decades even. And I know that all the decent police officers have left. And so all that we're left with is a load of lefty police officers that don't know how to do their job. They don't know how to police. They don't know how to investigate anything, which is why no crimes get solved these days. So you're absolutely pointless. You genuinely are. If I was in Epsom right now, and I believe Danny Tomo's there. So Danny Tomo, if you see this, start saying to people, let's police our own streets. Let's set up blockades and keep the police out, and say, no, you are not welcome to police this area. This is a no-go zone for police now. The Muslims get away with it. You should get away with it. That's what it's gonna. There are white areas like that in Britain now as well, by the way, that are no-go zones for police. The amount of no-go zones that are popping up across the country now, it's quite surprising. That where people are just saying, stay the fuck out of this area, police. You are not welcome. You do no good whatsoever. Stay the fuck out. And we all know what cowards the police are, so they do. They they stay there. I mean, why wouldn't you? The police don't solve anything anyway. You know, I find it amazing when I hear these people that say, oh well, next time you're in trouble and you need to call the police and no, I guarantee you, I will never call the police. They are absolutely fucking useless. They genuinely are just useless. No point in them whatsoever. No point in them whatsoever. They're absolutely useless. I'm dumbfounded at how people still rely on a service that is absolutely corrupt and useless and is actively working against you. Mind you, I'd imagine these are the people still sticking up for it that have never used it before, because they've never had any incidents, they've never been involved in anything, and they like to cling to that reassurance that there's someone there, that the police will be there for them. You're in for a rude awakening. We have HJB News at HJB_news__. It's the second one for him today, and well done, mate. Well done. Facial recognition. Oh, hang on. I've already done this story. I might have done that twice. I do apologise. God, I'm such a numbnut. So, the Labour Party. The Labour Party at UK Labour fucking out on X. Some say we have gone too far too fast on speeding up the transition to clean power. We disagree. As we face the second fossil fuel shock in 5 years, it's time to go further. You're all fucking morons, ain't ya? You're not getting it. They don't get it. They're not getting it. They're not getting it. So they want to build more solar farms. They want to build more windmills and shit like that. When we be drilling the North Sea? We should be getting our oil out of there to export, not only for an income, not only for our own people, but for other countries, for other people as well. But, well, you know, climate. In case you don't know, Britain contributes 2% to the I don't think it's Europe, actually. I might need to look that up. It's either just Britain or Europe that contributes 2% to the emissions that are destroying the world, you know, CO2 emissions. 2%. Basically, if Britain disappeared tomorrow, if it just sunk and just disappeared, went away, it would make no fucking difference whatsoever. You know, it just wouldn't. Not when you've got China pissing out fossil fuels all over the place, and Russia and fucking America. You know, it's astonishing. It truly is astonishing. I think Thailand now are another one. Malaysia maybe. I think they've got they're mining. What do you call them? The car batteries, the electric car batteries. They're mining them, and they're causing a hell of a lot of pollution. And I believe I saw a documentary on it where a person dies every week sometimes multiple, but statistically, on average, a person dies every week working in one of these factories, because there's just no health or safety or anything like that. It's just they'll just once you're dead, they'll just replace you. We lost another one. Call John. Let's get John to get us another one. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. So yeah, the UK Labour Party, you're an absolute joke. So someone seriously needs to tell the PR team for Keir Starmer, Rachel Reeves, David Lammy, Wes Street, and fucking the Labour Party X account itself to just stop tweeting. Just shut the fuck up. We're not in a good place right now. Just shut the fuck up. Just go quiet for at least a couple of days, yeah? Just go quiet. Radio silence. We don't want to draw any attention to ourselves with all that's going on right now. It's ridiculous. Yes, that's the UK Labour Party putting out a tweet saying they want to go further. Fuck it out. They want to go further. Oh God, fuck me, brilliant. Brilliant. GB News at GB News has said Jewish-owned shop set alight in arson attack at Watford. Police launch hunt for group of young males. That's really descriptive. That is very, very descriptive there. A group of young males. I don't know if I've seen a group of young males about lately. I'm not sure. I don't know. Have I seen a group of young males about? Well. Yeah, again, I imagine they're not even gonna look into this properly, half-ass it, purely because it's a Jewish-owned shop, and we are a Muslim country now. We are an Islamic state, basically, in all senses than Sharia law and renaming the country and getting a new flag, like they did in Iran. So there you go. Thanks to the Telegraph. This is Kelvin Mackenzie at Kelv Mackenzie. Okay, so Kelvin McKenzie at Kelv McKenzie on X, and he's said, thanks to the Telegraph, I learned landlords in London are advertising Muslim-only tenants on Facebook and Gumtree. It's illegal. The ads say things like for 2 Muslim boys or 2 Muslim girls or Muslims preferred. The area covered include Newham, Barking, Eastham, Dagenham, Walthamstow, Redbridge. When the Telegraph called up the landlords and asked if non-Muslims would be considered, one said go away and another said no and put the phone down. Other ads say only Punjabi or Gujarati speaking tenants or people from Kerala. Why Facebook and Gumtree are taking such ads when they are clearly illegal under the 2010 Equality Act is beyond me. Because no one gives a fuck anymore, mate. You need to, again, you people need to learn. You're not dealing with Britain anymore. Britain had standards, it had rules, everyone abided by the law, most people, but there was nothing that serious, And none of this would be going on. There was no segregation, no two-tier, no nothing like that. It's not Britain anymore. It's Britannistan. You live in Britannistan, and that is absolutely fine in Britannistan. There is no problem with that. Those people aren't going to get arrested now for posting those ads. They don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck. So so they do it. They know they're going to get away with it. They know the police are useless, so they do it. It's not illegal anymore. It may be illegal on paper, so to speak, but it's not. Hope that helps, mate. Genuinely hope that helps. Yeah. GB News at GB News has said Keir Starmer support crumbling just 2 weeks before local election. PM branded dead man walking. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. That is 100% accurate. Genuinely, there's nowhere for him to go. This is why I'm certain he is just going to resign today. Because PMQs today, he's not going to want to do that. He is in the fucking firing line, and fire alarm, Jesus. The firing line. So he's not man enough to face that. Then you've got the nonce boys, the Ukrainian rent boys. That's going to court next week. Couldn't come at a better time. Fantastic. He's not gonna. That's going to be the next new headlines that people are going to be talking about immediately after this Mandelson shit. There's just something sitting there waiting to reveal Keir Starmer as more corruption with these Ukrainian rent boys. So that's sitting there waiting as well. And then after that, you've got the elections, which he's going to absolutely torpedo. They are in for a rude awakening, not just Keir Starmer, but the entire Labour Party. The best thing they could do to even stand a teensy-weensy bit of a chance is get him the fuck out. They should remove all association from him in order to try and recuperate a little bit of support from their supporters that they have left. But again, I genuinely think they're too thick to realise that. They are too dumb to realise that. If I was working with Keir Starmer, if I was Wes Streeting, David Lammy, Rachel Reeves, anyone from that front bench, anyone from the back bench, I'd be saying to Keir Starmer, please, mate, leave. Just please go out the back door. Don't even say anything. We'll delete everything that involves you even being associated with the Labour Party, and just shut up for at least like 2 months. Just shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's what I'd be saying to Keir Starmer. And that's what they should be saying to Keir Starmer. They should all be at his throat now, saying, just fucking resign, get the fuck out of here, so that we can do a little bit of remedial work to try and get us in a position where people will actually vote for us again. Right now, people are looking at you. The only thing that comes to mind is nonce. Nonce and corruption. So you need to get as far away from Keir Starmer as you can. You're not gonna. I know you're not gonna, because you're too fucking stupid to. But that's my 10 pence worth on it. Fucking nonsense. So we have Grifty at the Grift Report. Sorry, at Grift Report. I'm sure it used to be the Grift Report. Apparently it's just Grift Report now. Grifty, have you changed that? Okay, whatever. Incident at Colchester train station in Essex after biological male in a dress entered a female toilets and staff refused to protect the woman's safety and argued with the real woman who felt unsafe with the man being in there. Right, so let's address this. This is going to be our last story, actually. We're up to 42 minutes. So let's address this. So you've got women saying, I don't want men dressed as women in my toilets. I don't want to look up while I'm taking a piss or shit and see some fucking gormless gimp fucking half-wit man looking over dressed as a woman, looking over watching me piss. I don't want that. And yet the other half of women are voting Greens. So you've got two contradicting forces there within the gender women. You've got half of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure some of these are the same people that don't realise that is the Green Party's where they stand on that. That's part of their mandate to basically allow transgender people to go wherever the hell they want. So. You've probably got women out there that are saying, I want my spaces back. I want my bathrooms back from transgender men. So I'll vote Green. It's insanity. But I guarantee you it's happening. I guarantee it. Because no one that's voting Green has actually looked at their manifesto. I guarantee it. Because if they had, No one would fucking vote them in. They are nuts. They are crazy. Have you read Green's manifesto? They want to legalise all drugs. They want to legalise prostitution. Yeah? They want to legalise men playing in women's sports. They don't want any gender separation in sports whatsoever. Just let men and women go at it. Boxing, rugby, all of it. That's going to end well, isn't it? Fuck me, it's brilliant. You'll have, for women, you'll have no spaces of your own. None. Because it will literally, they'll just say, it'll be a blanket, access all like areas. It will just be, yep, men can fight women. Yep, men can, go into women's spaces. Yep, all this. And you're going to vote for that. Fantastic, love it. Right, fuck it, we'll end there. Let's end on a fucking stupid note before we get on with the rest of the day. I hope you've learnt something from this. I hope you feel educated and this has somehow helped in your life. If you've made it this far, the code word is horseradish. Why not? Fuck it. Have a good day, everyone. Cheers.